Today, creatives will be reviewing and showing you a tutorial on how to use the pretty embossed Photoshop styles. So you can see I have an example here. So the first thing that we're going to do is that you're going to get a zip file like so, and it's going to open it up, and you're going to have some backgrounds in here that you can use. You can just double click to open the patterns, or you can use these JPEGs. You can open them up with Windows Photo Viewer or however you do so on the Mac, and as you can see, these are seamless, and you can also place these on, you can open them up in Photoshop by going open with and choosing the Photoshop choice. Now, for reasons of the Adobe Photoshop update, I've actually downgraded my Photoshop temporarily because of issues. But just know that these brushes will work in anything, these Photoshop styles will work in any Photoshop Elements and the regular Photoshop. As long as it's Photoshop CS6 and above, I wouldn't say that it would work in, possibly it might work in CS5 or below, but I wouldn't guarantee it. So, you go back to the folder, and to open up the styles, you would just click in here and you can open each one. So these are the embossed under styles, okay? So we're just going to go in here and click each one. I'm just double clicking them. And if you don't know where your styles are, you go to Window and then Styles, and then they'll just pop up here on the side. And you can just drag that out here. And this is to scroll up and down so you can see the styles. And that opens and closes the style. So, and if you want to rearrange these, you can. So I'm just going to put that one up there. So we have pink, rose gold, blue. So we're going to open up the golden styles. So they'll just pop right here in the bottom. The gold styles, the green styles, the gray styles. Now we already have the pink styles there, so let's do purple, red and orange, and we already have the rose gold and the turquoise. Alright, so it's as simple as that. So in order to create these effects, I'm going to show you how to do this. So we're going to go ahead and go on over, this is the actual cover photo, how I created this, the fonts that I used, I'll show you here. So this is the elephant font, and this is Bayshore, okay? And this font that I used is also elephant. So I used elephant and Bayshore. So, yeah. So for this video, I'm going to just go in here and use this as our tutorial. Zoom in right there so you can see. So I'm going to just turn these off for a second so you can see that the top one is this style, okay? So you're going to create two copies of your text, an under embossed style and an over embossed style, which creates that cool effect. So if you just turn these off here for a minute, you can see that this is the under style. So your under styles will be here, and you could choose any of these. So let me turn this back on. So these are your under styles. Now if you want to, edit these under styles, you can. You just click on the FX button. Whoops. No, I don't want to do an outer glow. Pattern overlay, and go to bevel emboss, and you can change the size here of the embossing. So let's bring that down to 4. So that looks a little bit more realistic. So you can change these to fit your style. You can also change the opacity of it here, how dark it is, see, on the outside. And so if you turn that back on, you have a totally different effect. So this is like an inner embossed. So to change the outer style here, you're going to click on that, and then we're going to go to the rose golds, all right? And you just pick one. Any of these will do. And so you can just change anything here. You can also change, I mean, if you don't want to do rose gold, you could do gold. So that looks pretty cool. You can also change the size of the gold. So if it's not looking right, you can change it to 50, and you can also change it to 100. But that looks pretty weird, you know, at that set. So you can always change these in here, the scale, and snap to origin. So, and then you can also move these around to get a different effect as well. You're just dragging it around. You're just clicking on the style pattern and just dragging it around to get a different type of lighting effect. If you want to keep the original, you just click snap to origin. Okay, so I'm going to just take a copy of this, and I'm just going to show you really quickly. I'm going to delete, and I'm going to delete these so you can see how this is done. I'm going to delete all of this. All right, and I am going to clear this layer style. So we're just going to start from the beginning. So when you start out, you want to make sure that it's black, so you have a really good base here. So I'm just going to turn that off really quickly. All right, so we're starting out with just a black text. You can see that this is just a black text. Okay, I'm just going to type it out again so you can see. It's nothing more than just plain black text. So what you're going to do is you're going to come up here and you're going to choose an embossing. So I chose this one down here at the bottom. It's the second one to the last. All right, we're going to duplicate the layer, and then you can actually stack these effects. So you can duplicate it again. All right, and now clear the layer style. So now you have these two, which are the embossed. Well, let me drag this out so you guys can see. I'm gonna delete all this other stuff so we're not confused. All right, so these are the two embossed text. So this is the under embossing, okay? Now this on top, you can choose any color. So we're going to come over here and choose this pretty gold. So if this is too high of a contrast for you, you can come in here and you can change it to 25. And see, it changes the way it looks, and snap to origin. You can also switch it around. If you don't like that color, you can change it to a different color. There's plenty of colors. You got greens. And if you want to create an even more cool effect, I am going to show you something. Take this top copy and then just take your left arrow key, press it twice, and then press it twice down. So what I just did is I just moved the text. I clicked the arrow key 2 times to the left and 2 times down on my keyboard. So that way you've kind of like offset the embossing, if that makes sense. So that's pretty much all you have to do with these. I mean, you can also emboss shapes. So let me show you something really quickly. I'm going to press Shift and hold out the circle key so I can get a perfect circle. And then I'm just going to press Control Delete, and that's going to give me a perfect circle. And then I'm going to come up here, I'm going to select another embossing technique, okay? And this looks really cool. And then you're going to duplicate this layer, okay, and then duplicate it again. Press clear on that top shape, and now you can add colors. So if you go into the section here, hit the FX button, click the pattern button, and now you can press snap to origin, or you can drag this around. You can change the size even, and you can just add text on top of this as well. There's so many cool things that you can do with this. There's all different kinds of colors that you can work with, and if you hit the arrow key 2 times to the left, 2 times down, it gives you an inset embossing. So I really hope that you guys like this tutorial. And if you have any questions, just DM me in the comments. I'm going to be working on the fireflies, so we still will have a winner. And I'm going to be releasing that product. And once I release that product, I'm also going to pick the winner. I'm actually going to pick 2 winners this time. So please don't forget to like and comment and subscribe so you can be picked as a winner. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Have a wonderful day.